You'll notice this is a little different. I put my sort of transcript here on the front. So some of you might know this because I'm a little bit of a one-trick pony, but I am a fan of things in threes: black, white, gray. Yes, no, maybe, always, never, sometimes, small, medium, and large. In design, the chord of three is an important part of achieving something pleasing and also balanced. It's something that appeals to me, and I think that I am a three-trick pony. You're right. I missed that opportunity. Okay, on to the next one, Terry. Today is the beginning of module 3, and so you can see my delight is bubbling over because of the threeness of it. This is co-creating inclusive communities. We have created a few additional names for today's event: Existential Thursday and the Nuanced Third, neither black nor white. Because these gnarly problems that we're discussing, the how to transform teaching and learning, require nuance and cannot be solved or solutioned. As we discussed last week, we aren't going to easily solve vulnerability and failure, and talking about them in the abstract makes it hard to see how anything will really noticeably, substantially change. Let's go on to the next one. So at this moment, this third module, the number 3 being a special number, it feels pivotal. And our topic today, co-creating inclusive communities, we have begun a bit of a community here in our Thursday meetings because we've seen each other for 4 meetings in a row. We're starting up little conversations. We're Googling each other. We're wondering, what are you thinking? Or we know what some people are thinking. We don't know what others are. So we're in a perfect place to do some questioning and reflecting and upon our own practice as a community. And then to identify any failures and do that through vulnerable sharing. So I'll give you an example before we go on. Some people feel very welcome in this community that we've started to create. There are other people that don't feel very welcome. Now is an opportunity for us to figure out why and to try to change that. So we're not going to do things exactly the way that we've done them. So you can see we've got this little wrecking ball person coming along with us on this ride. Let's go to the next slide. So we can ask of this community as a tool for tackling the topic, who here is getting more and more comfortable with each Thursday meeting? And who isn't? Who still thinks I don't belong here or I shouldn't be here, and why? We're starting to build trust. But how are we doing that? Can we be reflective about that process? Can we wonder about how we're encouraging trust or building it between us? We're solidifying a process too. How about we break that today? So if someone joined us today as a first-time participant, consider the following. What would you tell them about how we do things? You might say there's this initial framing, and the first week is this what, so what, and then we get to the now what, and we split it over these 2 weeks, and we do it in breakout rooms. We've established a kind of a fixed structure. You might have an expectation that we're going to use that same structure today. How would you tell them about what we do? Well, we have these conversations about these tough topics. We're trying to humanize learning. What are some of the ways you might describe that? And what would you say about why we're doing it the way we're doing it? Also about the who of it. So you just got a list of people on a slide. Who's in charge here? Does it matter? Probably. Are those people really in charge? So what I want us to do today, what Terry and I are hoping to do, is to break some things down and to do some things a little differently than you might have come to expect from the previous 4 meetings. We're not going to do it the same way. Terry's going to tell you how we're going to do it.
Thanks, Jess. Okay, so again, the what, so what, now what was a liberating structure. And this time, again, we are using a liberating structure, just a different one. It's called Making Space with TRIZ, and that TRIZ acronym is a Russian acronym but it's kind of translates to a theory of inventive problem solving. And it's actually can be described as an act of creative destruction. Okay, so there's 3 steps, and we're just doing step 1 today. And what we're going to do is list all the things that we can do to get the absolute worst possible results. So we're going to flip it and try to think about how to do things as poorly as possible, or just do the exact opposite of what we want. And it's actually kind of fun.